I always say, so my grandmother raised me in the church, and we went and we enjoyed it. We were everything from the acolytes to being in the choir, even though I cannot hold a tune, to being in Sunday school, to teaching Sunday school. So I was raised in it. But as I got older, it became so much deeper to me. Those moments of just absolute hopelessness, those moments of not feeling, loved, of not knowing how to love myself, because that's really where it starts. I always felt like I had God by my side. And as I delve into spirituality more and more, for me personally, it's not about what you call them. It's not about, your faith specifically, meaning it doesn't matter if you're Christian, Jewish, Muslim, Buddhist. It's about knowing that there's something more than us in this world, and feeling that connection and feeling that power and tapping into that divine energy.
An episode for you today on the Transform You Live show. I want to tell you about our guest today. Our guest today is out of Oakland, California. Stand up one time, Natasha. What she did, she learned the importance of resilience at a very young age. As a teen, she struggled with depression, homelessness, addiction, and a suicide attempt. By her early 20s, she did discover the secret to turn her life around. By 25, she opened Sheer Passion Hair Salon. She became a best-selling author, certified coach, and founder of Unstoppable Woman, Inc. You want to hook up with Natasha because she is a woman who lives her life of passion, purpose, and faith. And you're going to find out what that is all about. She's providing transformations in the salon, and she's providing free haircuts, giving back to the homeless, and creating amazing results through her one-on-one coaching program. She has a mission to give a positive impact on everyone she encounters, and I know today she's going to leave that same mark on you. She has been given numerous recognition, and a wonderful wife and mother of three, traveled the world. She believes above all else that you, my friend, deserve a life that is wildly out of this world, great and beautiful. So I believe the same thing. So dare to dream, and dare-to-dream.com is her website. Check it out. Let's catch you on the other side. Hello, people. This is the only show where you can make real life and business transformation. The Transform You Live show. We got someone who dares you to dream. Natasha is making headways here. Natasha, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing outstanding. So you bringing the sunshine here from California. You had a very interesting story, and we were just talking about it on the other side about how impeccable it is, and it's very inspiring to other people. And just it started right at your young age. Maybe give us a little insight into your transformation story. And we know transformation also happens in the salon where you doing some outstanding things for the homeless too.
Absolutely. It's funny because I'd say my two favorite words are transformation and faith. I think both of them can kind of guide you through life no matter what you're going through. Mm-hmm. So for me, my story started, I think we all go through different trials along the way, right? And it's really just about how we react to them, how we look at them, and how we're able to learn from them and overcome them. So when I was younger, I was raised primarily by my father, and dealt with just some emotions and feelings of abandonment. And because I was so young and didn't know how to work through those emotions in a positive way, it led to kind of long-term struggles with depression. When I was 9 years old, and I was in my dad's kitchen holding a knife to my wrist, contemplating taking my own life. And I didn't go through with it, thank God. And then, that depression, those feelings just continued. So by the time I hit 17, I had went ahead and taken a bottle of sleeping pills and did a suicide attempt, and that's really where I was at my lowest lows.
Oh my goodness. I can't imagine. And just like hearing that, there's a lot of people out there that secretly just deal with that same pain, and they don't know how to like express that or talk about that because it's so taboo. For you to be able to like bring that forward and stare that monster, in the face and say, "Hey, I've been through that, and I know to further my healing process, I got to start speaking out on it and speaking life into other people." What switched that light on for you?
Yeah. So for me, I mean, it wasn't an instant thing. So after the suicide attempt, I ended up in the emergency room. They put me on a hold in a mental institution, as they do anytime that you attempt suicide. And I knew from that moment that I was never going to try again, but that didn't mean that I knew how to get myself from where I was to where I wanted to be. So the next few years, I still struggled with, depression on and off. I battled
Yeah.
addiction, homelessness. I was sleeping in my car for about a year, and that was an upside because before that I was sleeping on buses, and it just was a difficult period in my life. And I read this book by Yehuda Berg, and it's
Hmm.
called Life Rules: Turn Your Life from a Problem into a Solution. And the entire book was just about accountability, mindset, perspective, and that it doesn't really matter what you've been through, it matters how you react to that. And from there, I was able to take the steps to turn my life around.
It's very interesting because as we are like talking right now, and at the time of this recording, it is like Women's Month, and for me as a man, I can't really put my shoes and really say that like I completely understand what it's like for a woman uh, to go through depression and go through everything you went through, the homelessness and everything, and be out, have that feeling of aloneness. But there's a lot of women. Uh, it may be somebody out there right now listening right now who may be wondering and just curious, like I am. Okay, with nobody around, no support, do we ultimately like plan out or map out our future? And thoughts of like, okay, this is gonna be for me and my kids, or is it first like me? It seems like a chicken and an egg type of thing. Okay, so what was it for you? Because we
It,
do know that you're a mother of three now.
yeah, I am. And actually, my daughter, my first child, it was, I had already been kind of trying to move through things. I had read that book and started trying to change my life.
Mhm.
But it was when I got pregnant with her that I literally turned my life around. And I just want to say it's not, your lowest low doesn't have to be, I was, homeless and sleeping in a car. Your lowest low doesn't have to be that I was
Right,
on the verge of taking my own life. It could be a divorce. It could
right.
be, losing a job that was your identity, that meant the world to you. We all go through different things, and it's
Mhm.
not so much what that specific trial was. But I do think, in answer to your question, you have to fill up your own cup first. It's like when
Right.
you're on the airplane, they say put your mask on first and
Mhm.
then protect the person next to you.
Yeah.
You've got to do that work within you. And I really think that it starts out with figuring out what you're passionate about. Like, what do you love to do? That's the first step. And then from there, you can make sure that your life exudes that you're living a life that you're wildly obsessed with. And that will flow into your children, your mate, your friends, to anyone you're around.
Yeah, I think a lot of people is getting shamed for that nowadays. Like, but even want to even take that time to like invest in that self care and invest in themselves mostly. And I know there's a big rally now for women to liberate in that fashion, and like now like for some reason it seems like a big surprise. And like I mean, I think if man was to do it in that similar fashion, like invest in yourself. Like, yeah, take some time to take care of yourself. Like you said, like, put that mask on, like in a little little sense nowadays, and then help the other person. I think we will find a lot of people healing. What do you think?
Yeah. Yeah, I completely agree. And I think a lot of times for women, we're raised to just take care of everyone else.
Hmm.
And men too in a different way. You know, men have the issues of not being able to express their emotions, always having to put the family first, always having to, take care of the finances. But for women, we're almost taught to believe that self-care is a luxury when it's not. Like we're not stepping outside of the box, or we shouldn't be, by pampering ourselves, by making sure that we're doing jobs that we love. You deserve to show up every day. Now, is every moment going to be the easiest and the happiest? Of course not. But nobody wants to spend every day doing something that they don't enjoy doing.
Amen. Oh man, you really helping a lot of people out. You even helped me too. You really giving me some real good uh you know direction. And there's this huge thing that you live by, and that is a life of passion, a purpose, and faith. Where does the faith part come in for you?
Oh my gosh. I always say so. My grandmother raised me in the church,
Hmm.
and we went and we enjoyed it. We were everything from the acolytes to being in the choir, even though I cannot hold a tune, to being in Sunday school, to teaching Sunday school. So I was raised in it.
Hmm.
But as I got older, it became so much deeper to me. Those moments of just absolute hopelessness, those moments of not feeling, loved, of not knowing how to love myself, because that's really where it starts. I always felt like I had God by my side. And as I delved into spirituality more and more, for me personally, it's not about what you call them. It's not about, your faith specifically, meaning it doesn't matter if you're Christian, Jewish, Muslim, Buddhist. It's about knowing that there's something more than us in this world, and feeling that connection and feeling that power and tapping into that divine energy so that we can live a life that's in alignment with our purpose.
Yeah, that divine energy is what give us that mission, and that is like that compass for us. When we can just feel into that, that really helps, and just like open up that intuition. Uh,
Absolutely.
yeah, so I'm just wondering, when you open up Sheer Passion, hair salon, uh, was there, several different things that kind of came to mind as you were drawing out the plans, or kind of just putting it out there, for it to manifest.
Oh my gosh, absolutely. I mean, first, I think I always say if your dreams don't scare you, they're not big enough.
Mm-hmm.
So I will say that I was absolutely terrified to open my own salon.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, I went through the technical aspect of looking at different spaces and what colors do you want and this, that, and the other.
Mm-hmm.
Even trying to figure out the name, right? And passion is just, it's just like the core of who I am. I want to live a life of passion. I want to inspire passion. And so for me, it was just, again, having faith, trusting in God, trusting in his plan, and trusting in myself,
Mm-hmm.
that it doesn't have to be perfect. As long as I step out and give my all, the pieces will fall into place.
Right, right. And and how do so sometimes that is the easy part. Um, Actually putting it out there, starting it, and getting your foot on the gas for the first time. Eh, and then we begin that journey. Sometimes people start that journey and then they'll get halfway in, and then for whatever reason, something to come and kind of like bump them off that journey, rather it be some type of roadblock in the road, or um, and sometimes these roadblocks are like completely invisible, but because
Yeah.
we create them in our own heads. But regardless of the
Yes,
fact, maybe um, you know um, you got any suggestions for that?
I do. One is planning, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so just being aware that like you need a plan. You can't just, yeah, you want to go off intuition. Yeah, you
Right.
want to go off God. You want to go off all that. But at the end of the day, you need a plan. So it's good to start with your end goal So let's say you want to start a business. Okay, this is a business I want to start. Then breaking it down to your medium goals. Okay, in order to do that, I need to, register it with my local, government. I need to get clients. I need to this, that, and the other. And then you break that down into smaller goals. So for example, the getting clients, what's one way to do that? Start to build a social media presence. Start to ask for reviews. Maybe even do family and friends for free and then get reviews from them that will help to bring in more people. But either way, you need to set concrete goals with deadlines to get them done by and get an accountability partner. Whether it's a coach, I have invested close to $100,000 in coaches along my journey, or even if it's just a good friend, who can help hold you accountable. But those are really important steps.
Yeah, I can't tell the audience out there how much, that coaching part is so important. It wasn't until I looked towards a coach and a mentor where that helped me out too. And we're talking to a great coach right now. So yeah, coaching, it will definitely supersede and take you to the next level on so many astral planes. That's great advice, Natasha. Thank you so much for that. In going back, and I heard something about free too. You talking about just passing along free services for the, and I guess that gives like proof of concept too. But something you continue to do in your business is just providing free haircuts for the homeless. This is great. This is a real good way to give back. When is it? How does this come about? And tell us a little bit about this.
Yeah, so it is something I've always wanted to do. Obviously, with my history, thank God when I was homeless, nobody would have known from the outside. I mean, I had clothes. I was able to go to a friend's house and shower and this, that, and the other. So, it wasn't outwardly visible, but it didn't change the fact that all night long, I'm walking around cold, tired, hungry, right. And knowing that feeling, and knowing that we live in a visual world where people judge you off what they see first off. Mm-hmm. It just was so important to me to help create these transformations. And part of it also was the fact that so often, you can't really imagine what it's like to live your life walking around as a burden, trying not to be seen. For people that are homeless and are asking for change or just kind of shuffling around, it can be so incredibly difficult, feeling like everywhere you go, everybody you speak to, you're a bother to them. So being able to take people and not only transform them on the outside, but also to have conversations with them, listen to them, speak to them, provides so much more solace than you would think. So I partnered up with an organization called Haircuts with Heart, and we just went into the community. We would set up outside, bringing generators and clippers, and cut homeless men and women. We went into teen centers and did teens who were coming from kind of the underserved, members of society. And then we even went into our local hospital and did the hair for a prom there for children who are dealing with terminal or chronic illnesses.
Mm-hmm. Oh, this is amazing. I really love what you're doing, and I think you really just exemplify, just what we need for many others to just follow in the example of. So let's just get into some fun things before we,
Thank you.
Get into get close to closing out here. So, you and your family love to travel and explore the world, So what are some of the most interesting places that you guys have checked out?
Okay. So I have been working on my little Spanish skills since I was in high school. Yeah. So I love to go to any Spanish-speaking country and just challenging myself with not using English at all the whole time I'm there. So we've done Cuba, the DR, Mexico several times, Spain. I love Spain. We have done, this was not with my family, but I went to Paris. I went to London for a cutting course at the Vidal Sassoon Master Academy. We have done most of the United States because my daughters do competitive cheer. So whenever we fly into a state to have a cheer competition, then we always drive somewhere else just to explore and take pictures and see what's around.
Nice. And speaking of pictures, for those who cannot see, but you might be listening in podcast format, but for those who can see, she does have some amazing pictures in the back of her too. So, just give a little insight into her world,
Thank you.
with every artist there, there's always some great art that follows some good artists. If we wanted to like connect with you, so you got one-on-one coaching that people can check out. Of course they can go to the salon, get hooked up. So give us more lowdown about the one-on-one coaching and what that entails, and what can we expect on with that.
Absolutely. And I also want to add, for the people that can see, another way to connect with me too is my book, Overcoming.
Yes.
It's
almost
on
forgot.
Amazon.
Thank you.
I know you're good. And then for the people that are listening in, my last name is super unique. If you go to Amazon and you put in Natasha and then Ickes, I am the only Ickes on Amazon, so you will find me. And my book is called Overcoming. And as far as my coaching, I do some challenges, which are a simple way to connect. I have a 21-day bulletproof challenge, a bulletproof life challenge. I have another one for turning your passion into your paycheck. I do some group coaching periodically throughout the year, and then the one-on-one coaching, which goes along with an online program where we really deep dive to figure out what your passions are, what is your life mission, what are your obstacles, and how do we get you now, not later, from where you are to where you want to be.
Excellent. I love it. So the website, again, give us the website, and then you got an IG address. She is on IG too. We have a lot of individuals that follow us.
Absolutely, yeah. So my website is www.dare-to-dream.com. And then if you follow me on Instagram, it's just my name at Natasha.Ickes.Saman, SAMAN. And I would love to connect with you guys.
Outstanding. So thank you guys for joining us today. It's been a wonderful conversation, very fun and very just informative, and it's really going to transform your lives. So you want to play this back, go back to the very front and just hear it over and over, and then share it with someone you know and someone you don't know, as it will be a blessing to them as well. Until next time, I'm your host, Marcus Hart. Many blessings, peace, and lots of love.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us. Make sure you do check us out next time on the Transform You Live show. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review, and check out our sponsor on the other side once this clip ends.
We finally have our own platform, guys. Global Black Media Television is our own satellite platform for Black content in many languages from our very own broadcasters from around the world. How awesome is that? GBM TV, one people equal one channel, the Black family reunited.